in a bank, educated himself in mathematics and higher commercial methods, by correspondence, and, aiming to be a millionaire, had left the bank and struck out for himself in the great tumbling ocean of business. He had glimpsed the truth, seen the fact that the art of life is not so much to work oneself as to make other people work for one, to convert by one's own mental energy the bodily energy of others into products or actions. Had this government contract come off, he would have, and to his own profit, set 1,000 hammers swinging, a dozen steel mills rolling, 20 ships lading, hammers, mills, and ships he had never seen, never would see. That is the magic of business, and when you behold roaring towns and humming wharves, when you read of raging battles, you see and read of the work of a comparatively small number of men, gentlemen who wear frock coats, who have never handled a bale or carried a gun, or steered a ship with their own hands. Magicians. He ordered a whiskey and soda from a passing attendant to help him think some more about Stringer and his own awful position, and was taking the glass from the salver when a very well-dressed man of his own age and build, who had entered by the passage leading up from the American bar, drew his attention. This man's face seemed quite familiar to him, so much so that he started in his chair as though about to rise and greet him. The stranger also seemed for a second under the same obsession, but only for a second. He made a half pause and then passed on, becoming lost to sight beyond the palm trees at the entrance. Jones leaned back in his chair. "Now, where did I see that guy before?" asked he of himself. "Where on earth have I met him? And he recognized me. Where in the where in the where in the His memory, vaguely and vainly searching for the name to go with that face, was at fault. He finished his whiskey and soda and rose, and then strolled off, not heeding much in what direction, till he reached the book and newspaper stand, where he paused to inspect the wares, turning over the pages of the latest best-seller without imbibing a word of the text. Then he found himself downstairs in the American bar, with a champagne cocktail before him. Jones was an abstemious man, as a rule, but he had a high-strung nervous system, and it had been worked up. The unaccustomed whiskey and soda had taken him in its charge, comforting him and conducting his steps, and now the barkeeper, a cheery person, combined with the champagne cocktail, the cheeriest of drinks, so raised his spirits and warmed his optimism, that having finished his glass, he pushed it across the counter and said, "Give me another." At this moment, a gentleman who had just entered the bar came up to the counter, placed half-a-crown upon it, and was served by the assistant barkeeper with a glass of sherry. Jones, turning, found himself face to face with the stranger whom he had seen in the lounge, the stranger whose face he knew, but whose name he could not remember in the least. Jones was a direct person, used to travel and the forming of chance acquaintanceships. He did not hang back. "'Scuse me," said he. "I saw you in the lounge, and I'm sure I've met you somewhere or another, but I can't place you." End of chapter 1. The Man Who Lost Himself by H. de Vere Stacpoole. Chapter 2. The Stranger. The stranger, taking his change from the assistant bartender, laughed. "Yes," said he, "you have seen me before. Often, I should think. Do you mean to say you don't know where?" "Nope," said Jones. He had acquired a few American idioms,